Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today we're gonna do a nice gentle flow together for our yoga practice. And I'm kind of keeping with the theme of the no hands, but there's gonna be a little bit of hands. We're just gonna be a little bit. And also as requested, we're gonna throw shoulder stand into our practice today. So if you know what shoulder stand is, awesome. If you have no idea what that means, not to worry, I'll talk you through it. So just find some space. Let's get started, and just remember to leave a thumbs up under this video when you're done, a comment if you're feeling it, and even subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All right, so just starting by finding a comfortable seated position today. So whatever that looks like for you, you can make your way there now. You're just gonna place your hands either on your lap or on your knees, somewhere that's comfy. And let the eyes close. We're just going to start by finding our breath today. So taking a few nice cleansing, settling breaths. So you can breathe in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. And do that about 3 times. And one more inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Awesome, you guys. So feel free to breathe however you want to breathe. Maybe it's through the nose only, maybe it's through the mouth, or a combination of the two. But I just want you to keep your eyes closed and start to scan your body. So with each breath that you take, you can actually sit a bit taller. Maybe find some more length in the spine. And as you exhale, just relax your shoulders away from your ears. And just settling in. Sometimes this opening meditation, just finding the breath, is my favorite part of the class. And I always have to kind of catch myself a little bit because sometimes I get really relaxed. And I could stay here for a while. But don't worry, I never forget about you guys. Because how awkward would that be if I just started to sit and breathe? I guess I wouldn't have to post the video. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna shut up a little bit. And just finding your breath. I'm finding my breath. Nice job, you guys. So just keep your eyes closed a little bit longer. We're going to take our hands and place them on the mat beside us and get a nice side body stretch. So with an inhale, start to reach your right arm up to the ceiling and then lean over to the side, to the left side, reaching with those fingertips up and then over. Just getting a nice side body stretch. And then using the inhale to lift yourself back up. Bring that right hand down and inhale the left arm up. And all the way over. You can lean as far as feels good. And then using a nice deep breath in, lift all the way up. Take your hands, place them on your knees. And then with your next inhale, sit tall again. And as you exhale, twist over to the left side. And inhale is going to bring you back to face the front. And exhale over the other way. Twist. Using a breath in to turn yourself back to face the front. Bring the hands back to the knees or the lap. Take one more inhale. And exhale. So good. Awesome, guys. Start to open up the eyes if they're still closed. We're going to find our hands in knees or tabletop position. Again, we're staying light in our hands today, so there won't be too much work for those wrists, but we're going to start in tabletop just to help warm up the spine a little bit more. So bring the knees right underneath of your hips. And with an inhale, start to drop your belly, lifting the chest. You can look to the front of the room. Just arching your back a little bit, trying to stick your butt out. Drop your belly towards the mat and just maybe lift the chin a little bit more as you push your palms into the mat. Stay for another inhale. And as you exhale, start to round your spine all the way in the other direction. Squeeze your belly button back towards your spine, lock it in, and then draw your chin towards your collarbone. And with an inhale, starting to drop the belly again, lifting the chest. And exhale to round. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome work, you guys. So we're going to come back to a nice flat back. So if you need to take all that weight out of the hands for a moment, feel free to do so. We're going to tuck our toes underneath and lift up into a downward dog. Again, we're not going to be here very long, just a few breaths. So if you want to quickly take your dog for a little walk, bending one knee and straightening the other, give it a try. If it's too much on the wrist, you can always bring the knees back down. But with your next inhale, we're going to look to the top of our mat. And exhale, walk your feet all the way up to the top. So your feet can be together or they can be hip width apart. Up to you. But we're going to fold forward. So start by bending those knees a lot. And then let your head be really heavy. So your arms can dangle here. You could hang onto your elbows. Just starting to settle into this forward fold again. So if any discomfort in that low back, bend your knees more. If you need to come out of it, come out of it. If you want to rock your hips side to side, you can rock your hips side to side. Awesome job, you guys. So with your next breath in, we're going to start to lift the chest halfway up. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway, lift that chest. And exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, folding forward. This time, inhale and bring yourself all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out wide, up to the ceiling. As your palms come together, exhale your hands through heart center and down to your sides. So we're going to step our feet out, about mat width apart, and you're going to start to slide your left fingertips down your leg towards your knee. So as you slide those fingertips down your leg, you're going to start to reach that right arm up for the ceiling and then over. So we're getting a nice side body stretch here. So before you go too far into this side stretch, I want you to start to engage your core and even engage your quads. So your legs are nice and strong. Your core is as well, and then you're reaching with those fingertips up and over. Nice, you guys. Use an inhale to lift yourself all the way up. Reset. If you need to adjust your stance, feel free to do so. And then those right fingertips are going to start to slide down that leg or trickle down that leg. And you're going to inhale that left arm up to the ceiling and then all the way over. Just getting that nice side stretch, remembering to engage your quads, even your core, and to just breathe. Enjoy that side stretch with a nice inhale. Lift yourself all the way back up so you can heel toe or step your feet back to hip width apart or all the way back together, up to you. Hands are going to find your sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift that chest. And exhale, folding forward. One more. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to fold. This time, inhale all the way back up to standing. Reach on up, look up. And exhale as you bring your hands through heart center down to your sides. Awesome, you guys. So we're going to step our left foot back. Our left foot's going to come back and the heel's going to come down. So we're going to bend our front knee. We're coming into warrior one. So the front knee's bent, the back leg is straight, that heel's down, and we're turning to face forward. So we're facing the front of the room. Okay, our arms are going to start by our sides and we're going to inhale them up. If you want to, or you could keep your hands on your hips, but relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, spread those fingertips wide and just start to wake up those legs even more. Breathing. Awesome, you guys. Just settling in, feeling your breath. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Keep the legs the same, but just drop your arms all the way down to your sides. Roll your shoulders back and down. So if you need to straighten leg, actually, you know what? Let's all straighten that front leg. Keep everything else the same because we're going to come back in. So straightening that leg should give you a little bit of a break from that lunge. So we're going to come back in when you're feeling it, when you're ready for it. So if you need to adjust your back foot at all, feel free to do so. Just try and face as far forward as you can. Shine that belly button to the front of the room. And then from here, you guys, option to bring the hands together behind the low back. Squeeze those palms together. Maybe lift your hands off of that butt cheek if they're resting on the butt cheek. You can even start to lift your chin here. Just opening that chest. Awesome job, you guys. Just one more inhale. And exhale. Start to release your hands, your arms all the way to your sides. We're going to step that back foot all the way up to the top of our mat. Feet together, hip width apart, arms to the sides. Inhale, reach on up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folding forward. This time, inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing. Reach up, look up. And exhale your hands through heart center to your side. So that right foot's going to come back this time. Setting up for a warrior one. So adjust your stance. Dropping that back heel for sure. And then starting to bend into that front knee. So if you're like me, take your time setting up where your feet are for your warrior one. No worries if you need to adjust for a few minutes even. Anyway, you guys, hands are going to come to the hips to start. Bend into that front knee and then inhale, reach on up. Settling in here, reaching those fingertips above the head, nice strong legs, relaxing the shoulders. Just finding your breath. And I don't know about you, but maybe close the eyes. If you could completely wobbly or dizzy or anything like that, don't. But if you want to try it, you could try it. You just kind of forget about what you're doing. And you just start to feel these sensations rushing through your body. And you love it. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring your arms all the way down. So let's take our halfway break. So straighten that front leg. Really, you can wiggle it out in any way that you need to. Adjust your shirt if you need to adjust your shirt. And then bend back into that front knee when you're ready for it. Hands, if you want it, can clasp together behind the low back. Squeezing those palms together. Maybe lifting the hands away from the low back. And just opening the chest, perhaps. Lifting the chin a little bit away from the collarbone. Awesome work, you guys. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Release your arms, your hands. Big step. Bring that back foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Arms to your sides. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. Bring your hands through heart center. So we're going to bring our feet out mat width apart again. This time, I want you to turn your toes out to the corners of your mat. And we're going to come all the way down to sitting, but we're going to go through yogi squat to get there, or squat. So you can bring your hands to prayer. You can bring your hands to your hips, wherever you're going to be able to balance. We're going to bend those knees, maybe reach your arms out in front, kind of feeling that today. And you're coming for a really deep squat. So bend those knees, sink that butt back. And we're coming really, really low as you can go. So I know some of you are probably hearing like, yep, that's as far as I can go. All good. Take a breath there and then just find your way all the way down onto your booty. But if you are in that really deep squat and you can just hang out really low for a breath, stay here. Get into those hips a little bit more. And then you guys, we're going to come all the way down into a seated position. So your legs are going to come out in front. And we're going to start with a really nice big bend in our knees, okay? So we're gonna fold forward, but we're gonna start with that nice big bend in the knees. So as you inhale, start to reach your arms above your head again. Look up. And as you exhale, keeping that nice long spine, you're gonna reach for the front of the room. Almost like you wanna give your legs a nice big hug. So we've got that nice big bend in our knees. Maybe you can actually wrap your arms around them. And then you could rock side to side if that feels good for you. But any low back pain at all, don't worry about folding, thinking about keeping a really long spine. You can still tip forward, but that chest is going to stay really proud, and you can even look forward, and that's just going to help you keep that chest nice and proud. So as we stay in this forward fold for a few moments, maybe you're giving your legs a nice big hug and this feels good. Maybe you want to try to just straighten those legs just a little bit more, or not at all. You can still give those legs a nice big hug. You can rock side to side if you want, or just be nice and still, you guys. Just feel your breath. And again, staying here just a little bit longer. If you need to come out and take a break, come out and take a break. Again, any back pain at all, come out, take a break, sit up nice and tall. Keep that nice long spine. And if anybody wants to straighten those legs even more, if you were able to fold and bring your chest all the way down towards your knees and those first steps that we took, you can take it further. But if you're not feeling, again, any low back pain, just keep those knees nice and bent, chest nice and proud, and just getting a stretch to the back of those legs. We're even stretching our back here, even though you might not think that. Nice work, you guys. So with your next inhale, we're going to sit all the way back up, or maybe you're already there, and we're going to lay down onto our backs. So you're going to actually keep your feet planted and your knees bent. Let me slide all the way down. Often I end up off my mat for some reason. So the feet are planted, the knees are bent, your low back is just completely resting on your mat. And if you're feeling anything at all from that forward fold, just let your knees rock side to side. Gently do a little windshield wiper movement with those knees. And then you can keep your knee or your feet on the mat, or you could bring your knees all the way up into your chest and maybe rock from side to side. And then from here, if you want to take it just slightly further, you can start to pick your shoulders up and think about maybe touching your forehead to your knees. Awesome work, you guys. So wherever you're at, we're going to rest the upper body onto the mat and start to extend our legs out towards the ceiling. So as promised and as requested today by one of my lovely subscribers, we are going to try shoulder stand. So those of you that know shoulder stand, you're going to pop right up into it. If you have no idea what shoulder stand is, just pay attention to what I'm saying. But again, if you know what it is, try to ignore what I'm saying. So we can stay here, you guys. If you don't want to go all the way up into a shoulder stand, you're going to stay laying flat on your back, legs up in the air. You're still in an inversion. You can even hang onto the back of the legs. And at any time you need to take a break, you just bring your feet all the way down towards the mat. So you're just imagining that all the blood from our feet is rushing back down our body, going the other way. Because we spend so much time standing on our feet that we rarely spend time with our feet above our head. Okay, so it's so good for us. So those of you that are staying here, I'm going to get you to now ignore me. Those of you that want to go further, so shoulder stand is a really good stretch to the neck, stretch to the back, and just a really strong pose. So if you have any challenges with your neck, it is a lot of pressure on the neck, I'm going to recommend you stay here. If you don't have any challenges with your neck, you can start to bring your hands to the floor beside you, and you're just going to push your hands into the floor to lift those hips up. You're going to lift those hips up, and you're going to bring your hands to your low back for support. And you're just going to think about bringing those hips over top of the shoulders. So your chin is probably in towards your collarbone, getting that nice stretch. Again, if it's too much, just bring the hips back down. Those legs, they can start to extend up towards the ceiling. Or maybe you're staying in kind of a little ball where your knees are bent, but still have your hands on your low back for support. Breathing wherever you are. Those of you that are in shoulder stand, take a few breaths. Stay as long as you'd like, actually. And then one more thing to try today is plow pose. So you would let those feet start to fall behind the head, but you're only going to go as far as your body will let you go. So keep your hands on your low back and then start to let those feet come down towards your head. So maybe you're staying here. Feet are hovering. Again, if it's okay, you can stay if you're feeling good, but if it's too much, just bring your hips back down. Those of you that are able to bring those toes all the way to the mat. Again, somehow my feet ended up off my mat. But again, be nice to your neck here. Try not to turn your head side to side. You can keep your hands on your low back, or you can rest them on your mat. You can even reach for your feet. You can do whatever you want to do with those arms. So those of you that might have your feet touching the floor behind your head, this is kind of like we were in our forward fold earlier. We were just sitting, but now we have gravity kind of pulling our legs down towards us. And you're just going to stay for another breath, if you're still in it. And then very, very slowly, to come out, bring your hands to your low back. And then slowly start to roll out. Gently, gently dropping the hips. You can start to hang on to the back of the legs. However, you can gracefully get out of your shoulder stand or out of your plow. So those knees can come into the chest again. Again, any discomfort in that low back, just do some gentle rocks from side to side. You can plant the feet and do your little windshield wiper. Whatever feels good. You just want to massage the spine, massage the low back. You can even rock forwards and backwards a few times. You can do a little rock. I was going to say a snail movement, but I don't think that works. I just feel kind of like a snail when I'm in a little ball. Weird, I know, you guys. So when you're feeling all right, when you're feeling good, you're going to start to let those legs come out nice and long. And you're going to keep them together. And again, I'm off of my mat, so I'm just going to shift up. So we're going to find our forearms for fish pose. So fish pose is a really awesome stretch, or awesome counter stretch or pose for shoulder stand, because our neck, our chin was really close to our collarbone. So now we just want to release that. We want to bring the chin away from the collarbone. So we're on our forearms, and you're going to take your hands. You can actually sit on them, or you can just have them beside your hip, but legs are together. You can point your toes, and then you're just going to let the head fall back. So your shoulders can lower down too. Ideally, the top of your head actually touches your mat, but don't worry about it if it doesn't get there. You're just bringing length to the front of your neck, lifting the chin away from the collarbone. Beautiful, you guys. Let's take another breath here in fish pose. And then slowly start to drop your shoulders down gracefully as you can. Take your arms, your hands out from underneath you. Start to walk your feet out nice and wide on your mat, taking your arms and just resting them beside you. So if any of you are feeling still something going on in your low back from coming into shoulder stand, just bring your knees into your chest and rock it out a few more times. That sensation's going to go away. Just take a few moments, giving your low back a little bit more love, and then finding your way into Shavasana. So you guys can stay here as long as you'd like, but we're going to take just one more breath together. So take an inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Awesome job today, you guys. Bringing your hands together at heart center if you're ready for it, or stay in Shavasana. But until we meet again, enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.